Namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of tomorrow, Sunday the 9th, through Saturday the 15th. It's coming. Beginning with eat cake. Happy birthday to anybody celebrating birthdays, or happy Hanukkah to those of you celebrating that, or any other holiday or festivity. Yay to you. Begin with eat cake. It's 50-50. It takes two to make a thing go right. And stay in bed. Spirit says weekend away. People may be traveling next this coming weekend, the 15th through the 17th, I guess. Email. And buy shoes, maybe for your travel. I'm going to begin with the spread from the perspective of the masculine, using my animal tarot, and starting with the Princess of Summer, which is the Page of Cups. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. And opening to the King of Summer. Warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone, or and they may speak directly from the heart if you do. That's somebody that's genuine, basically. I was hearing music came on in my house, so I got like distracted for a moment. It's like an old song. Probably from like the 50s or something. It's lightning striking again. It's like one of those like greaser band sounding type of songs. Like the Sha-na-na type of thing. Never mind. The Princess of Summer and the Ace of Winter, the Ace of Swords. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. I didn't mention both the Princess of Summer and the King of Summer are a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, as someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe an older one and a younger one. Maybe a parent and child. Although this is the love reading, sometimes, children come into play. It could be a more youthful one. Or this can be... Either could be one person exuding the emotions of the other card, as described in the other card. And opening to Justice. Major Arcana card 8, which represents the planet Venus, which is currently located in Scorpio. Venus, ruler of Libra, Gemini, and Taurus. Fair decisions will be made after all evidence is received impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all the sides of the disagreement. I see a butterfly in this card. And butterflies, I often connect to the energy of Scorpio because of the metamorphosis, the transition, the death and rebirth, right? This is, an animal, an insect that starts as something else. It goes in as a caterpillar and emerges as a beautiful butterfly. So that kind of transformation is definitely tied to the energy of Scorpio for me. But this card does represent the sign of Libra. Again, air sign Libra, ruled by Venus. There's also a bird here weighing down one of the scales. Could be something attached to a message. A message. Singing. Maybe like truth coming out. You ever heard... I don't know the saying, but there's like a saying about singing, and it's connected to truth, like being a rat, kind of like telling, telling. I don't know what you call it. Never mind. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you can comment. I'm gonna move on. Air sign Libra, opposite, maybe a younger water sign. Justice, and one more. It is the wheel. I thought I was going to start with the wheel again. I started with 2 wheels for the general, and it was on top for a while as I was shuffling for this reading too, but it disappeared. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Major Arcana card 10, the wheel, represents the planet Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius. So it also represents Sagittarius. It is about luck, good luck coming your way, expansion, growth, all of a sudden. Movement, fire, the fire element is about movement in general. Jupiter and the wheel also connected to the fixed signs, and those would be Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. Justice. And it's the 10 of Autumn. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. I do think that maybe that's why the parent and child, the king and the page of water cups just showed up a few minutes ago. I do think that we still have some things going on with family and with, with our parents. Some of this is about, security and being surrounded by family and maybe our parents, our children this week. Some of it is about inheritance, perhaps, that is coming because of a loved one's passing. They left us something. It can be the actual people surrounding you, or it can be like because, they lived, now this abundance is coming into me. Whatever that can mean, it can have something to do with your ancestry, some news or something that is valuable to you that comes into. Maybe it wasn't a saying, actually. Maybe they just used to say, like, if somebody was, copping a plea to the cops, they just say, oh, he's singing, right? He's singing. It was like, confessing and telling everything on everybody. So that's what I just felt just now with that bird. I don't know what that means, though, for your relationship as it relates to justice in particular. So anyway, the overall energy is the 4 of Autumn, being cautious about, or be cautious rather, about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. Divine Feminine, the masculine as it relates to the feminine, himself, and the union as a whole. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union this week, what he himself is willing to. What the universe would have the 2 do, but they are going to have to first affirm to it on their own, and then they'll get the full support. Sort of like meeting the universe halfway, and the outcome. Divine Feminine. Ooh, I like this for us. The Empress. So all about abundance and feeling fertile, maybe actually being fertile. Some of us finding out that we're pregnant this week or becoming pregnant this week. Maybe with the sex. That's the dice. The dice I started out with was sex, and weekend away we ended up with. Maybe because of something like that. But this can just be ideas and inspiration and energy between us. Whether, ourselves as individuals or as part of the union, like all of the above. And maybe, again, having gone through some sort of transition or metamorphosis. So something is dead and gone, and now, something new has emerged and we're starting over. Butterfly here and a butterfly there. Again, this is a card that could be representative of Libra now with some sort of, or Venus. So, therefore Gemini and Taurus too, with some sort of connection perhaps to Scorpio. So it could be representative, again, like we're getting this energy because of Venus in Scorpio. That's possibly possible. She is located there right now. Very positive energy. It's time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity and bring forth prosperity and success in your life. Yes, this card is about creating abundance. Threes are about creativity, the creator. Helping ourselves to become more abundant. Like, so being contributory to that end, to that goal. Again, represents the signs of Libra, Gemini, and Taurus in specific, and may have something to do with some sort of party of three. Not necessarily a love triangle. In fact, I don't really feel in a love triangle at all, but may have something to do with some, three energy of three people, or energy of three in general. Like the third could be the universe, the third could be God, could be the creator. You know what I mean? Masculine, about the feminine this week, the Ace of Spring. I thought it was going to be the Emperor, so it's pretty close. The Emperor represents fire too, and I thought it was going to be like her direct counterpart, but this still is. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. And I definitely feel like, or see, sexual energy here with the Empress and the Ace of Spring, or the Wand. Perfect time for some of that to be going on. So this is definitely, it's screaming of heightened, sexual energy between the two in a very positive way, obviously, not something, dirty or negative. The masculine, about himself, the Nine of Autumn. Your success has brought you financial security and reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. The Nine of Autumn, believe it or not, is a good omen, actually, as it relates to relationships. If you are single, you can probably expect somebody to come walking into your life this week. And if you are not, this is like, like the Nine of Autumn is like about being like rich, wealthy. So that describes the relationship, rich, wealthy, or a relationship that is about to become enriched or like heightened. It's going to grow, expand, like Jupiter. This Ace of Spring can definitely bring it about. Awesome. As of course can, the planet of abundance. For others, this can be, them identifying as single at the moment, especially if you expected or, presumed that they were tied to something or someone else. It's like, nah, I'm just chilling, The masculine, about the union as a whole. So the whole shebang, very nice. The Six of Autumn. Your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, acquire wise loans, and to receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money to reputable charities. The Six of Autumn for me is about unconditional love. Even when it is connected directly to money or the material, it's about giving and or receiving without agenda. So you're receiving a donation that's something that's charitable. It's charitable because if it's genuine and it's charitable, it's because the person wants to give. And then you're there open to receiving also. You're not opposed to receiving. That's how charity works. So as it relates to love, it's the same thing. I'm giving of my energy to you because I want to. Sure, it'd be great if you would reciprocate. And we could have a full-on energy exchange. Maybe like this. Maybe like that lady with the Barbies, the one that does the twin flame videos with the Barbies humping. Could be a full-on energy exchange like that. Or just giving of our time to the other. Of our time, of our consideration, of our love, period. Whatever that means. Even if it means, for example, which I don't read that from the cards, just for example, I'll give you your space this week if you want to be alone, to spend time getting to know yourself better. I will give you your space. That's, being genuinely considerate of the other person out of unconditional love. Overall, the Ace of Winter. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. The Ace of Winter or sword shows up on the heels of an ending that was made, possibly difficult. We may have gone through some difficulty, in the past. We were waiting for that Ten of Swords to come through, even though the Ten of Swords can sometimes mean betrayal, right? More and more hurt as it relates to love. But when it's over, we get a fresh start. That's the Ace of Swords. It can also indicate that along the way, as we start, there may be some more bumps in the road. So it's like preparing you, but reminding you that it's a new start nonetheless. Ace of Winter can also be about truth coming out. And it's about victory because, let's face it, like once you're triumphant over difficult and hard times, you feel good. That's what that's the kind of feeling the Ace of Winter has when you hold it. It's like after all of that, look at me now, I'm standing tall. And I like these two aces one atop the other. I really do. And I like how they represent Venus and Mars for me, right? Venus and Mars. Of course, the other planets that are active right now, particularly active right now, these can apply to them too. This can definitely be Jupiter also. This can definitely be Mercury having gone direct now. And yeah, it was rough going for 3 weeks there, Mercury. We're happy that you've turned around. So all of those could apply. What the masculine would have the feminine do this week toward the union. Leap of faith. Trust him. Trust him, or trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust the guidance that you receive from, the heavens above, or if you don't believe in those, the universe, the stars, whatever it is for you. You are starting a new adventure. It's sitting right underneath this one that says, be ready to hop into action, to start something new in life. Success. You're starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. So here you're hopping, here you're leaping. It's the same thing. You're jumping at your opportunity. The Dreamer, Major Arcana card 0, is the Fool in the traditional tarot. And it is all about a brand new path that, you're bravely starting. Here's the opportunity right here. And here's more butterflies. So this too can be tied to Scorpio, but I see Sagittarius here too. With the sun, all these rays, I can feel and see Sagittarius also. And even some Earth coming through. Brand new start. What the masculine himself is ready for. It is the 3 of Spring. Stop to take time to review and to make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of the accomplishments that you've had before, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. So we can't expect to, go straight to the end. There may be some time before the 4 of Wands shows up. But the 3 of Wands is not a bad place to be, especially if we put effort into our own abundance and creating of our own abundance and co-creating together, right? Exchanging energy here. And what the universe would like to help the 2 with, 7 of Winter, the energy of joy stealing. Very interesting. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources, such as time and peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions, as well as what others might be doing behind your back. I see an engagement ring in this bin. And here's this bird again. Remember the bird from the Justice card? The bird that was weighing the scale down? I see an engagement ring in here. There's a peace symbol. Is this a whistle? I think that's a whistle. A coin. Not sure what the blue thing is. And the key. There's a key in the bird's mouth. Somebody could be trying to talk you or your partner out of engagement, out of moving in together, out of peace and happiness. You know, they could be singing some bullshit into your ear. That's possible. Be mindful of that. Also, this is about your own confidence level, or it can be confidence, esteem. You know, if you don't feel good about yourself and ready to approach this new beginning, for example, new path, new beginning. Look how they all cross one another. Then you're at risk of stealing your own blessing. You know, missing that, causing yourself to miss the opportunity. So what the universe wants to help you with is to build you up and to protect you from any outside influences. But you're going to have to commit to it too. So for example, you know that you're hanging around with some shady people who would do this to you. Then you have to say, you know, universe, I'm ready to be rid of that. I don't know how to let go of my friend so-and-so who's been my friend since, you know, elementary school. But I know at the same time, they don't really like me, or they don't like my man or my woman or whatever it is. So I need help with it. How do I cut myself off from that? Or how do I feel better about myself, you know? Which I don't really feel that that's the case, because we have the 9 of Autumn here. Particularly for the masculine, I don't feel that's the case. For the feminine, maybe she's afraid of the new beginning. So it is possible. I do want to take a clarifier though. So you can see the cards are upright this way. Here's our overall energy that we started with, the 4 of Autumn. Here's the next upright card. I don't know what it is. It is the 8 of Winter. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. So the universe wants to help you out of a situation where you're feeling trapped. And the key is in the mouth in this card, and here the gates open. Something's to that also. Here somebody has taken the key to unlock this cage and let this bird out. And then here's like the gossips up here. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence, like I was talking about, if you first affirm your freedom. Like I said, in this position, you have to affirm that you want what the universe wants to give you. You know, let it know that you're willing to work for it too. You'll meet it halfway. I'm going to be greedy and take the next card too and see if it'll give us clarity as to, at least for the most part, to what this is connected, right? Like, where do we feel stuck? Or why do we feel stuck? Having to do with what? King of Spring, maybe leadership, taking a stand, your own control, taking control of your own life, your own destiny. Here's this bird again. Here's the moon too. So this could be Jupiter. This could be Sagittarius. That energy coming in to help us with this. One more. I'm being really greedy. They're like, you damn right, one more. That's all we're going to give you. The Prince of Winter. Decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion, and to make your decisions quickly. So I think it's like what I started out to say. There's going to be people, places, and things from which we have to cut ourselves off, including our own negative feelings and, you know, our own negative emotions, cords of attachment. And it's going to come down to you willing to do that, or you want to continue to be held back, chained down by, what's restraining you. It's a choice that's going to have to be made quickly. The Prince of Winter, if there's an actual person in your life too, that this may represent, it's not your own energy, could be your own too, is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And the King of Spring, of course, is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It definitely has to do, at the end of the day, no matter to what it's otherwise connected, with you taking control of your own life. You calling the shots in your own life and not allowing somebody else to take your joy, your happiness. And again, not including your lower self, your lower vibes. You need to cut those off too. And the outcome, the Princess of Summer, the Page of Cups with which we started. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. The Princess of Summer, if it is an actual person in your life, may be a direct water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and they may be younger. From the perspective of the universe, I'm going to use the Universal Love Oracle, beginning with Moon Tree, which is probably showing up because of the moon transit that we just had yesterday, the 7th, the Sagittarius new moon. However, Moon Tree is also a card of sacred marriage, representative of the marriage between divine partners, as well as the marriage between heaven and earth. An opening to relationship. You want better relationships with other people? We have to work on the one we have with ourselves first. Relationship and reflection. This may help us to determine how we can improve our relationship with ourselves or others by looking back at our past and over what we've learned and looking forward toward our future and our goals, our dreams, and then maybe realizing where we were wrong and making some apologies or being willing to accept those of others and extending them some forgiveness. Also ourselves, right? We've got to begin with ourselves always. And then that enables us to be able to forgive other people. So opposite relationship, this is first, again, forgiving yourself, working on the relationship you have with you, and then you can, your relationships with other people will benefit from that. Relationship, one more. It is guardian. Because even when we do feel that we're, alone, trying to go within and do some introspection, we're never really alone. There's always support there. Guardian, relationship, rather. And his physical body and all this fire energy. So I'm sure this too is representative of Sagittarius and fellow fire signs, Leo, Aries. Leo in particular, which is connected to that energy of Jupiter as well as a fixed sign, and is connected to the sun. The ruler of Earth's star, the sun, the real sun, is, Earth's star, the sun, is the ruler, rather, of Leo, not Sagittarius. In the tarot, it represents the sun card represents Sagittarius, though. This too is about while we're working on ourselves, there's inside and outside, so it's about overall healing too. And some of us may need to up our vitamin D and folic acid. You may want to check into that, particularly the females that do find out they're pregnant or believe themselves pregnant, or who are attempting to get pregnant this week. You may want to make sure you're getting enough vitamin D and folic acid. And speaking of going within, the overall energy is retreat, which could very much be representative of Venus, yet again, air sign Venus. But she's also connected to Earth. It could be Mercury, or more specifically, it could have something to do with the sign of Aquarius and maybe even Uranus, air sign Uranus. But definitely this card for me is representative of air signs and Earth signs. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And more importantly is about your need to connect with Mother Nature, spend some time in meditation and introspection and, becoming one with the universe, and it'll help you to come to some clarity. So divine being or couple, the recent past, masculine's higher self, near future, blocks to the union, What the feminine can do to help herself, the masculine can do to help himself, what the universe recommends for the two and will fully support them in if they first affirm to it, and the outcome. Divine being or couple. Boom! How you like me now? Sacred union. I love that, on the heels of the sacred marriage too, of the moon tree. Isn't that awesome? Sacred union. So once we're starting from there, I feel like, you know what? We don't need this spread. That's enough. But let's see what else we got. So what the universe has to say to us as it relates to love this week. Recent past. Answered prayer. Maybe specifically involving an air sign and a water sign, and even more specific to that, an Aquarius and a Scorpio. But it could be anybody, of course, receiving answers to their prayers. Near future. Universal heart. A deeper feeling of oneness and sense of being whole and having healed. So really uniting. This can also be representation of the divine masculine, being present in your life. Especially crossing the sacred union. There's another old song starting. To be by your side. Oh, this is that old Daddy's Home. The old version of it. It's playing. It's so faint that I'm not even sure if it's really playing in my house, because I'm not sure why, necessarily would be anyway. But I hear it. Daddy's home to stay. He's home to stay. He's not 1,000 miles away. So especially for those that had physical distance, that could be, you could be closing that gap. Maybe that's some of the weekend away, some of the travel, some of the visiting one another. Masculine's higher self. The mystic. A very high priestess kind of card, kind of feeling, and connected to water signs and air signs, and maybe more specifically Aquarius, that energy of Aquarius. Freedom. That could be the big message there. Freedom, humanitarianism. That's what Aquarius is all about. But the high priestess is more of this person that is observant and paying attention to their intuition and their intellect, their wisdom, knowledge, clarity through which, into which they come, whatever is available to decide what their next move is. So I like that for him. Blocks. Transmutation. The block is the need to take your negative energy and negative emotion and negative cords of attachment to negative people, places, and things, and change them, transmute them all to love. And that will help with your ascension. Others may be going through a period of ascension right now. So again, working on self, healing self, especially with it crossing the universal heart and crossing the mystic. So this is coming into clarity. This is, your intuition being heightened and you working on you for a moment. But when it's all said and done, you will have risen and been stepped up, promoted to a deeper place of love. This is also very representative, obviously, of fire energy and the fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. If it's connected to an actual person or something in your life. What the feminine can do for herself. Emergence. So if we're in a dark place, or we had been in a dark place, this angel here, she is obviously a feminine. She's in a position that is very feminine, one of surrender and vulnerability. And I say that because she is nude. Her eyes are closed. Her head is tilted back. So she is allowing for healing. This is also more fire, yellow, orange, purple in this card. And if it's about emergence, rising, emerging from somewhere, and where there's light, there's dark, then we have to presume that from where she came is where the dark was. That's from where she emerged. So that's what the feminine can do, is again, take any negative emotions, cords of attachment, resentment, pain, hurt, pride, ego, inability to forgive, exes and foolishness and cut all that and allow yourself to be stepped up and, risen up, promoted to a higher place of love. Allow it all to be transmuted. What the masculine can do, healing sounds. So there's more moon here, and there's more surrender and vulnerability and feminine energy. The moon is all about feminine energy, and so is a nude body with eyes closed. Because again, it is a female illustration here. But further to that, she's in a full position of vulnerability. She's allowing for the healing. Healing sounds can be all kinds of stuff. It can be actual, like we were binaural tones meant for healing. The sounds that are meant toward healing, but it can be music, like the daddy tone. It could be, they say, well, what you just said was music to my ear. It could be conversation. It could be truth. Right? The truth will set you free, actually. So that can be a healing sound, too. That can lead to that Aquarian freedom. What the two can do that the universe will fully support them in if they first affirm to it themselves. Inner child. This can mean several things too. It can go toward your healing. There's an energy of 3 here with these 3 stars placed very strategically over her communication centers, giving a very air sign feel, communication feel, maybe most specifically Aquarius, because the star in the tarot represents the sign of Aquarius, but also bringing in water signs and earth signs with this green, with this blue. Could very well be representative of Venus, currently located in Scorpio, or of Mercury, currently located in Scorpio. And it could be something from the past that you need to get out, a communication, something maybe that you don't so much need to say from the past, but something from the past that has been impactful upon your behavior now in the present that you need to address. It can be connected to ascension, growth, pregnancy, and a literal inner child. The universe could be helping you to get pregnant if you've been having trouble. This week, it'll, you guys put the work into it. Universe will help you. Timing will be good. It'll be divine. Air signs, earth signs, and water signs. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And the outcome. More air and water, but also fire, Sagittarius. Why? Because balance, this card, balance, in this deck is very representative of the feel and energy of temperance from the traditional tarot for me. Temperance, which is about healing. It's also about compromise. It's about coming together, sort of yin and yang like, or male and female like. Coming together and fitting together. Black and white, like a zebra. How can we make our two differences, very, stark differences, how can we make them come together? It's 50-50, like the dice said. So this can be about that, a way to figure out something having to do with your differences. Maybe, again, one is older, one is younger, one is black, one is white, one is a Muslim, one is a Jew. Any number of things that you allow society or other people around you to make into hang-ups with which you have to deal. And maybe it's something that you're dealing with since childhood. Maybe a way that you were raised. Well, you were raised very strict Christian, so you cannot date a Jew. Or, you were raised very strict Christian, so you cannot be homosexual. And how can we deal with those differences now? And heal and move past those old feelings that are holding us back, that are keeping us in a low vibe. Temperance or balance is about the universe helping to restore that balance for you, to make you whole again where pieces were cut out. Right, where you lost pieces of yourself by trying to live up to somebody else's standards or values or something. So this card again represents air signs for me. Like the little girl, this masculine has placed very strategically over his communication centers rather than stars. He has little spheres, these circles, these orbs, throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra. And he's receiving support from this feminine here who may be a water sign. And that is the outcome there. But with having started with the sacred union, I think to end in a place where, like, literally leaning on one another is particularly beautiful. Hashtag creepy deck. I'm beginning with the courting man. Opening to the brunette female, which is that karmic, representative of a karmic feminine energy for me in this deck. Courting man and past love. It could be her. Past love. Karma. There's that. So I'm talking about the karmic female. Karma shows up. Karma. Mature man. Very emperor-like, maybe Aries, Scorpio, Mars. About control. Perhaps somebody trying to control you. They are an obstacle to you. Karma. I'll do one more. And it is mature woman. Karma. I don't know why I did that, so I guess you're supposed to see this. It is spiritual growth, which makes sense, again, with this being a week of Sagittarius, Sun in Sagittarius, Jupiter in Sagittarius, Moon in Sagittarius. Growth. That's what Jupiter is all about. Growth, expansion, and karma, which we've also seen. But I've otherwise come to, speaking of Moon, this very Two of Cups-like card. It is called dating. And the overall energy is family. So another very Empress-like card, and maybe involving a party of three, but a very positive party of three. Crowning the masculine. Boom. Not as exciting as a boom as sacred union, but boom. So this is like that karmic female energy, perhaps, that you're going to have to be dealing with over this week. But I think based on even on the shuffling, there is a time where it leads to just two, a Two of Cups. He's surrounded by beauty queen. So feeling, this is Venus showing up, right? Making you feel very confident and attractive. And maybe like you do have your choice of what it is you want to do. And, options as to suitors. Masculine subconscious communication. Okay, that makes sense with the rest of our reading. Crowning the feminine, there's that control. And the strings that were holding us back. Feminine surrounded by long distance. So that came up a few minutes ago too. And that can be one of the things you feel restricted by, distance. This is also, has this, like there's rocky seas. Like I can see way back there, they look calmer still, but right here where she is, this is pretty rough. And then there's a sailboat out there with 3 sails on it, which can be connected to this party of 3. So it's like in the distance, just like the 3 of Fire that showed up for the masculine. What's he willing to do this week? And I address some sort of party of three or something. There it is. There's that party of three. Here, the feminine subconscious is the courting man. So this is what she would prefer him to come through as. But we do have the masculine communication mirroring that courting man. So that's a positive sign. Crowning the union. It is gifts. They can be exchanged. Again, there's birthdays, there's holidays. It is Hanukkah. Christmas is quickly approaching. And our spiritual gifts and our, ourselves, we are growing as people. And our spirituality is growing. Our gifts are growing in that area. Through healing. Yes, I understand the sirens. At the root, foundation, there are obstacles. This makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we have to get by all this stuff for anything else to happen. At the heart of the matter. There he is, though. There's the dark male, the representation for me of the divine masculine in this deck. So, obstacle and control. Let's do control first. What can be said about that? Boom. This is what I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Maybe exes, maybe this, maybe that. I gave you all kind of bullshit that could be holding you back. And here's one. It's the representation of the fair male, which for me is the karmic masculine energy in this deck. That is what is holding you back. It could be actually Saturn. It could be, a Capricorn, or that type of energy that is restrictive, like the devil in the traditional tarot. Feminine, but you're going to have to break free. However it applies to you in your life, you're going to have to break free of that. And the obstacles. The young male is fighting against some sort of obstacle. I feel like he's really struggling, probably because of the age difference. This is for a lot of people. It's been an obstacle. Where that temperance could come together on and compromise about. This young male is the divine masculine. Now, obviously, that doesn't apply like for everybody like that. Young male can apply for others, because I'm also feeling now like people's children being a factor, or them feeling as if it's an obstacle and trying to figure out, how to work. Navigate either with that or around that. The triangle, which is pretty straightforward, but let's see to what it might be extra connected. So a way that the masculine can move beyond the triangle. There's 3 fingers here too. Someone's got her finger up toward her face. She's trying to make a decision. There's a finger up here. There's a finger up here. And then here is more like a whole fist, like they forgot to put their finger up. I think this is showing us an indication too of only 2 people really. And the third is like the odd man out. And I think you should go out or otherwise spend some time with, that partner you feel restricted from, you feel held back from. You are moved to spend some time with them. Maybe that's with whom the weekend away is, but you're otherwise tied to somebody else, or you feel tied to somebody else. Right? It's connected to family, possibly. That's what's holding you back. That could be like the party of 3. You could be married or have children with someone, and that makes you feel stuck. But you're moved, masculine, this week, if at all possible, to spend some time with your divine partner instead. Further advice. And from these angel therapy cards, I'm starting with be willing to forgive yet again. I started to not even use them. I put them down, and it was like, okay, put them back up. And I said, well, they're going to give us the same messages. And then I said, well, no, there's other cards we haven't seen. Maybe they're going to tell us something different, add to it. Then again, it's not bad they give us the same messages, because then, it's that goes toward the legitimacy also. I was tossing all this back and forth because I did not want to use them again, but here they are. Be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. And emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity, as it is a gift to us all. So that can be attached to gifts too, and that could be why you need to spend some time having fun, like honoring yourself and your desires, your needs, your wishes. Emotional sensitivity. Have you asked the angels for help with this? If you're feeling stuck, for example, your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. And they did, remember, show up. They wanted to help us with a 7 of Swords. They wanted to help us with somebody trying to take away the joy that, we could otherwise feel and be enjoying. Also, third eye chakra. It's safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. Third eye chakra and crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas, as they're messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. We saw the little girl and the man both having something over the third eye chakra and the crown chakra. All we need to see now here is the throat chakra, and we'll know that that's another, like a third confirmation of what needs to be done in that area. Books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. This could be some sort of means of communication too. Writing is. Maybe getting your thoughts out on paper is what that could be representative of. And God box, speaking of getting your thoughts down on paper. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box, as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. So it's to help you to release the things you don't want anymore, the things with which you don't align anymore. And the overall energy. So even if you feel stuck, like you cannot do this, you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know how you're going to get past your parents when they say you cannot bring an XYZ into this house, or whatever the case is. Visualize success instead. See yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome. Further advice directly to the masculine from the angel therapy cards is, have you asked your angels for help with this? Some of them do not know how to get out of a toxic marriage or relationship with the mother of their child, is what I feel. Or maybe with their own mother. Maybe they live with their mother because they're a young male. Maybe they live with their parents still too. They don't know how to get past that. Or their parents still have a lot of control over them because they're young. Your angels want to help you with the situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. So you may want to grant them that permission, masculine. Only the angels of light. Be very specific on what angels you're calling about. Some angels are demons. Literally. It's not angels and demons. Some angels are demons. Feminine. Vacuum away fear. Call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. That would be this situation. This where you're in no better position than the masculine, right? You're tied down here too, being controlled by either some emotion, some strings from the past, or some, thought, false idea that you have in your head, and a karmic energy. Could be an actual person, maybe a Capricorn. Masculine, you're focused on loss, you're worried about loss. Focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or your career could be money, because he could be saying, how am I going to afford, right? Can block your progress. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to start your own business, or maybe to start a relationship, or try to revive a relationship. You need to work on that relationship with yourself first, as we saw before, if you are one of those who is feeling this lack. And feminine, here's your new start. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights, all of which are welcome if you ask me. This could definitely be reunions and closing this gap, this distance, coming together. Here he is at the heart of the matter, waiting to emerge and to reunite with you. Daddy's home to stay. From the Universal Love Oracle. More that need to be creative in bringing about your own abundance. So coming up with ways, how can I fix this problem myself? This card, very 3 of fire, like we've seen already. Also 3 of cups, maybe even 3 of pentacles. It's like figuring out how to generate wealth in all forms, an abundance in all forms for ourselves through creative means, things about which, or people about which we are passionate. How can we grow that? And is directly representative of water signs, air signs, and fire signs, particularly Pisces with these fish jumping out and the moon behind here, with the moon represents the sign of Pisces in the tarot, but also Cancer for the same reason, because the actual moon rules the sign of Cancer. This is a red angel. She's got these red fiery wings that match the red clouds here. So there go the fire signs: Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. She is holding a vessel from which water is spilling, and she's standing in a pool. She is in fact a water bearer. She's even got a star on her forehead. Again, the star represents the sign of Aquarius in the tarot. So she may be specifically an Aquarius, if not an air sign, fire sign, or water sign. Feminine for us. Speaking of fire signs, golden memories. So this is the baggage. This is the crap. This is what's holding us back. It is weighing us down, in fact. We're tied to it. This is the shit we got to drop like a hot rock. Okay, envision it like it's about to burn your hand. Let it go. And you have to leave these things from the past in the past. You cannot take them where you're going. You don't want to take them where you're going. We're going toward the future. We're going toward our goals, our dreams, our desires. We need to pack light. We need to pack light. So get rid of the golden memories. Could be attached to a fire sign. Doesn't have to be. But yeah, very easily could be. And this could be Jupiter and Sagittarius coming through to help us, to say, listen, it's time to clean up. It's time to, let me help you with your bag. Let me help you to organize your bag. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this. And, just picture the universe dumping stuff out that you've been weighing yourself down with over this week, And lastly, for the masculine, gossip. It's probably attached to this, because you're about to make some sort of move. Again, I tell you, this is it. Or this is the people in your ear, the people singing and, trying to tell you to do something other than what's in your heart and all that kind of stuff. This could be drama too, that arises, like a 5 of swords or 5 of wands kind of card. But you can triumph over this. And feminine, lastly for us, children, party of 3. So this could be, again, some place where we feel stuck, or to the more positive, this can be a very empress sort of energy and all about our brand new start that we're going to make after we cut these cords, if, that still applies. Or it can be our empress energy from that very, very first spread that we saw showing up for the feminine. It could be representative, again, of the same signs, Libra, Gemini, Taurus, maybe more connection to that. It can be about Venus, is where I was getting to as far as that. It can be about Venus in Scorpio. Be about brand new beginnings, pregnancy, giving birth, whether metaphoric, figurative, or literal. Right? Brand new ideas, brand new starts, happiness, emotional fulfillment, love. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the love reading. I what am I coming back with? Client readings, although I may or may not post them. I haven't really posted any in a while, but I've done tons. Maybe I'll share some. If you guys want one of your own, you know where to contact me. It is queenofswordsthelightworker.com or any of my social media, or my email address, queenofswordsthelightworker@gmail.com. If you did enjoy this video, you liked it, please actually like the video. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do subscribe, and also click on the bell button so that you get notifications. If you're already a subscriber but have not gotten your notifications, then you too please also check out that subscribe button. Make sure that it is actually pressed, and the bell button, that you're getting notifications, your settings, something. If everything's pressed and you still don't get notified, you may want to contact YouTube. Thank you all, YouTube, and to my Patreon subscribers and sponsors as well. Thank you so much. Namaste, guys.